Hello, Instagram world. Happy, what day is it this week? Wednesday this week that we're going live. I never remember what day it is. I am so excited to share about this topic today. I'm wearing my Nurses Inspire Nurses shirt. I am going to be joined by my friend Jill here shortly. And we are going to be chatting about oils and supplements and natural supports for nurses and people in healthcare. Now, if you're not a nurse, you can keep watching. These things are going to be applicable to everyone, but it's especially applicable to us and things that, are affected by our daily life, our work life. I'll get a little bit into, hang on here, I'm saying hello to Jill, but she's going to join us. We'll get in a little bit to our stories, but it is just really a blessing to be able to, oh, hang on here, be a request. Oh no. Yes, okay. Okay, it should start working. Hang on here. No. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see you. Good.
Can you hear it? Can you hear me? Oh, there we go.
Yay.
Okay, awesome.
Beautiful. Okay, I was just briefly mentioning that, we're both nurses. We're really excited to share. We'll share a little bit about our stories, but I am super excited to have Jill here because she's a nurse. I'm a nurse. We get to share about wellness from a, medical aspect, but we also get the benefit of supporting our bodies in a natural aspect and natural wellness. So let's see if I think Jill's a little frozen for me. She'll come back. The internet is never an easy thing here, it seems. But I will get started. And I'm just going to share about me. So if you guys don't know me, my name is Rachel. I started nursing about 6 years ago. And I started using oils and natural plant-based products from Young Living about 5 years ago. So I've actually kind of been in both realms for about the same time. And I started using oils because I had a lot of hair problems, skin issues, a lot of physical things that I wanted and needed support with. I'm just going to see if Jill's back on here. Oh, I don't see another request, Jill. Try again. I don't want to go live in a room. Eee. Man, I am bad at technology some days. One second here, guys. Okay, maybe you request to join again. There we go. I see it. See, technology is not our friend. We're nurses, not scientists, right? Or not computer technologists, right?
Did it work?
Yes, it works.
Okay.
I was just like laughing. I was like, ooh, we're nurses, but we're not like computer technologists or anything. So
not at all.
Not at all. I was just briefly mentioning why I got started using oils. So I've been with Young Living using oils natural products for about almost 5 years. And I started for a very kind of physical support. Like I had a lot of hair problems, skin issues. I really, really wanted just physical support. Like I wanted to have clear skin and I wanted my hair to stop falling out. And I didn't even think of all the other, benefits or things for my life until I started using the products. And I've been nursing for almost 6 years and using oils for about 5. So that's really cool that they kind of fit in very closely together. So let's hear a little bit about you, Jill. And I'm in Emerge, I guess I should mention that. What area are you in, Jill?
Okay, so I have been a surgical nurse for 10 years. When I got introduced to essential oils, it was completely by accident. I was not seeking out oils specifically. In fact, I hadn't even really come across oils at all. So I had, my friend of mine had actually introduced me to oils as kind of as a way to replace the toxic chemicals in my home. And that's where I was at. I had tons, don't get me wrong, I had tons of physical issues going on that did end up disappearing very quickly, but that's not the reason why I sought oils out. I had small kids, and it was really at that time glaring to me, the ingredients that were in some of the products. I started washing up my bathtub 2 or 3 times before, like after cleaning the bathtub, rinsing it again and again, just with that awareness that those chemicals were going to be in their bodies if I was going to put them in there next, right? So that's kind of where I was at and how it all got started for me.
That's really cool.
It was about 5 years into my nursing career. So best of both worlds, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like it is the best of both worlds. And that kind of brings me to the point of saying, like, we're going to be talking about support for nurses and people in healthcare, but we are by no means treating, prescribing, curing. Like, we use oils as a support for, you know, our home, our body, our minds, our emotions. But we also know there is a very important place for medicine and doctors and prescriptions and things like that. So I truly think we get the best of both worlds, because we get to, you know, use and love both. And it's just a great balance of both. I think we do need both in this world, and just being open to, like you said, like not having those toxins and maybe cleaners, but yep, you want an antibiotic for XYZ, right? So I think having that balance is really cool. And as nurses, we kind of get to experience it. And yeah, we get to share about that. So it's a special gift that we have.
The way I approach it in a lot of, not completely, but a big way, is that the essential oils and the alternative therapies are much a preventative, proactive approach. And I find that working in the hospital, we're always reacting to something that's already happened, and it's been happening for a really long time. So what I've come to know as a nurse is that a lot of the things that happen to our patients don't necessarily happen in the blink of an eye. Yes, sometimes as a surgical nurse, it's an issue of broken bone, whatnot. But we know that all those multiple comorbidities that patients come in with, they don't happen overnight, right? And so by thinking ahead and planning for our best future makes me feel really empowered, not just as a woman and as a nurse, but as a mother as well. So I think that's why they marry together so well, right?
And you don't have to, you know, be one side or the other side. Like, that's, I think, sometimes a misconception, maybe if you aren't into oils, or if you are and you're not into medicine, like in the medical world, is that they just have to be one-sided. And like, that's totally not the case. But like you said, oils and supporting our body before we need it is really powerful. Like, one of the things we'll mention is pain. Well, I do something on most of my shifts that before I have it, or like emotions, I use something daily before I kind of need it, right? So like doing a lot of prevention is really, really powerful. So I love that you said that. Okay, cool. Well, you kind of helped majority of this with brainstorming on topics. I'm very excited actually that we don't know what each other's favorites are. So
that makes it so fun, right?
Oh, it does. And we have over, I think, 600 products with Young Living. So like oils, skincare, makeup, supplements, like anything you can possibly think of. And like you said, Shirley, you thought you were just getting oils, but it was a whole kind of body support. So we picked kind of some topics, stress and anxiety. So this is huge, I think, for everybody, but especially as in a healthcare profession, or teachers, mothers. Like, if you are in a role of your life or a season of your life that you're giving more to another soul, or to your profession, or to your children, you lose a lot of yourself, in the sense that you're maybe not taking care of yourself as much. So we undoubtedly, like, there's high rates of stress and burnout and anxiety in the healthcare profession, especially during this past year. So things that we can do to support ourselves and prevent that, or support and prevent, right, are just really going to help. So what are your favorites, would you say, for stress and anxiety support?
Okay, so I'm just double checking. We said we're limiting our response to 2 things, right? Like, that's what we agreed on?
We agreed on 2.
Okay.
And like, some of them I just like pick things up around my house, and I'm like, ooh, I was like, if I have to pick 2, I guess I'll pick this. But
okay. I'm going to do my best, because I was the same way. I actually went to my lunch bag for work, and I kind of grabbed out most of what's there. But then I realized there's things that I do beforehand, things that I do after. And then I'm like grabbing everything. So I'm going to do my best, because limiting it to 2 really is hard.
For sure.
Okay. But stress and anxiety. So this is this one is super easy. So my top number one thing that I use for stress is my Northern Lights black spruce. Okay, you're giggling, so I'm gonna guess that
Because
maybe
it was one of my optionals, and I'm like, if I have to cut it, but some days, depending on, that's really cool too about oils and, how your body responds and works is like, some days I just crave Northern Lights black spruce, and currently I'll share what I'm on a kick of, but like you'll have different wants and needs. So I love Northern Lights black spruce. You share about it.
it's my non-negotiable. Like if you put me stranded on a desert island and I could only pick one thing, like 110%, it's my Northern Lights black spruce. So I openly share about my issues with anxiety, and that's kind of been an ongoing thing over the course of my lifetime. And I share pretty openly about that. But when the very first time that I smelled Northern Lights black spruce, like it just brings such instant calm to my brain, to my body. It allows me to bring more oxygen into my body. It's just that amazing. I don't go anywhere without it. So I actually have multiple bottles all around my house. I take it, I diffuse it in my diffuser on the way to work, just to kind of that proactive calm my brain, pump me up. I have another bottle in my little bag. I take this to work with me.
I have that exact same one. I brought it with me.
So I take that with me, and then I diffuse it after work. I will honestly at work, I will just open it up and I'll smell it right from the bottle, because we're a pretty strict no scent zone at work. So it's really hard to try and get away. Some days I do, I will put a little dab in my mask or whatnot and I try and get away with it. But for the most part, it's just opening it up at work and really allowing the essential oils to travel. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit. I know I'm going on a bit about this one particular one, but this is so important, is that when I first learned about oils, I thought they were really very woo-woo. And that's kind of what attracted me to, because I've got that woo-woo side to me. But at the same time, when I started to learn about the science, I was like, this is it. I've hit the gold mine. Yeah. I love this. Like, it was amazing because the way that these oils, these molecules travel into our brain and affect our limbic system and our emotions, which are also what help regulate our hormones. And by the way, hormones are not like just like all about sex. Hormones regulate everything. From your heart rate to,
like, we'll start listing off the nursing stuff. Your metabolism, your heart rate, your no.
And all of your other hormones as well. Like, it's just, they regulate everything. And so when I learned that, I was like, this is amazing. So anyways, I will cut that short. That's my number one, is Northern Lights black spruce. Number two is, you're going to hear me talk about this a few times tonight, is my Super B. So Super B is our version of a B vitamin. It's a B vitamin complex, and it's infused with nutmeg essential oil. So I didn't know a lot about B vitamins before Young Living. I knew that I had started on B vitamins actually as a way to cope with to help my nervous system balance and regulate, for some extra energy. And I didn't really notice that they were working at all. Like I honestly, I just assumed they were, but I didn't really know. And then when I got the Super B with Young Living a couple months into starting, it was like night and day. It blew me away. Like I didn't understand what was happening. I had to tone or reduce my dose that I was taking, because it was just working that well. It was amazing. So
wow. It is one that I have for a different topic, but I have it here, like, for a different area we're going to topic or
okay, you go. What do you use for stress and anxiety?
Well, I love both of those. My top ones right now, where are they? Because like I said, like, things I think change, different seasons. Where did I go? Anyways, my top one at this moment, where is it? It's frankincense. Oh, here.
Oh, yeah.
Which I actually did not love when I first got, so I started with an oils bundle. That's where most people start. It's literally has everything kind of head to toe for you. So if you're, overwhelmed by these specifics that we share, know that that is literally the best place to start. You've got kind of everything head to toe, and you get a chance to try things and just decide what works for you. So I didn't like Northern Lights Black Spruce when I got my starter bundle, and I did not like frankincense. And I think it just depends as well the seasons that you're in. Like now I feel I'm needing more emotional support, and more, you know, maybe spiritual and heart work and all those kinds of things. So for me, frankincense has been a huge blessing lately. I've been literally using it for absolutely everything. I've been diffusing it. I'll roll it behind my ears is where I really like to put emotional oils, on my wrists. I even have, so we have oils that you can ingest called Plus or Vitality. I put that every morning in my Ningxia, which I'll talk about. Like I literally use it. I was like carrying around, like you said, like multiple bottles of it everywhere. And I'm like, okay, one's empty. I got to put some of it in another one and like disperse them around the house because I don't want to be without it. So oils are
It's
so
interesting that
powerful.
you said that, because I actually have frankincense with Northern Lights and Valor in my diffuser right now. So for
Those are
me,
all great.
that combination is
Yeah,
like so
so good.
calming. It brings me from like a
Yeah,
10 right down. So
exactly right. And I think oils are powerful too in the sense that like they're a scent, and like you mentioned, they work with your limbic system, but you are literally breathing. So if you are focusing on that deep, you know, breathing in and out, like it actually works on your vagus nerve, and that part of you to actually calm. Like I've looked at my Apple Watch, and if I'm stressed, and I will do breathing and oils, and I will actually watch it go down. Like it's,
that's
yes, you
cool.
could do that without oils. You could do the oils without the breathing, but together it's just magic, right? So that's
Yeah.
what I love. Okay, that would be my number one. And then it was so hard to choose a number two, but I think I'll do my first kind of love release. I use a whole schwack of like emotional supporting oils every day, but release is one I think is really powerful, especially if you are in kind of that giving, caring profession. Is like we take on so much, like so much. You can have the absolute best you know, day at work. You can have a very hard day at work. You can have an up and down, and like, you know, a 12-hour shift is a long time. I work 12 hours. So release is a huge one for me to apply in the morning, apply in the evening. I keep my oils like you in a little case, and we are of course scent sensitive or sense aware. So I put things on break as more of a prevention. So I'll, you know, roll a little bit of release before my 30-minute break, and then I'll, you know, not smell as strongly before I go back to respect people, but to still be able to use them on myself and use them throughout the day it's just a gift. So I love release.
Yeah.
Use it every single day.
One,
I don't put it,
I don't put them on at work, but another little trick that I've done in the past is that I will put it on my feet before I get dressed, and then I know that it's working. Now I promise I will never remove my shoes at work. I do that for everybody else, but we can do that before, and that's
exactly.
the way. It doesn't really matter where we apply it. I think that that's, you know, we get to use our intuition about how we're applying it, especially when we're using it for our emotions. But as long as we're putting it on our body, those oils, they get delivered throughout our whole system within just a matter of minutes, right? So every single cell gets affected. And so that kind of takes the onus off me having to be the expert of where to put it.
Yeah,
So
just get it wherever, put it on, you know. And same thing with doing things in the morning before you leave, you know, where you can apply it or diffuse, and in the evening, like do those things as prevention when you can, before you need it, right? Like we mentioned. So okay, we kind of mentioned a little bit about energy, but what would be your top two for energy?
So, okay, I'm going to repeat, I have to repeat myself again. And so you're going to probably clue in how much how much I love this supplement so much. It's Super B again. It's all the energy. It's the kind of energy that it's gentle but powerful. So it's nothing like caffeine. And don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up my coffee. I really, really love my coffee. I like to joke all the time, I'm a nicer nurse when I have coffee. But like, I really don't want to know what it would be like. Like, I stock up on this stuff. I've got loads of it in my cupboard because
I have spares too.
I'm afraid of it going out of stock and not being able to reorder it. It just makes such a difference at work. I don't hit that 2 p.m. slump quite as hard. And I've got something for that later too. But
do you take it in the morning or afternoon?
Oh, I cannot take Super B in the afternoon because I will be up all night.
Do you
It's
wear
like
12s or 8s?
I work 12s, and it's like a 1 p.m. cutoff. Like if I've hit 2 p.m. and I'm like, oh, I forgot my super beat, that like too bad. So
and
sad.
then there's me. I'm like 2, 3, 4 p.m. I'm like, yep, need my little super B extra.
Oh,
And on night
wow.
shift, it would be like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. just to like kind of help me over that hump. So same for me, and mood and emotions and all those kinds of things too. Like it's a huge support for a lot of things. So
Oh yeah, if I'm working a night shift, which I don't do too many nights anymore, Super B is where it's at. Like I actually don't drink coffee for my night shift because I feel like it really makes for a really awful day the next day. But I will stock right up on my Super B on my way into work, and it is perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's difference too about something that kind of supports the body and is natural. Like caffeine is great in small doses. It's even used as a medication, FYI. But like drinking coffee at all hours of the day and kind of disrupting that and getting those big highs and big lows is different than using something that your body can absorb, utilize. You feel great with it. You don't have the crashes. Like, and I actually don't like the taste of coffee. So for me, if I drink it, it's like loaded with things that are not great for my body, like tons of sugar and creamers and fancy this. And then it's like $8 and it's full of sugar and not good for me. So I try steer away from that.
Yeah, I'm making no promises.
You can drink all the coffee you want. It's just great we have something as well to support it.
Yes. So. Yeah.
Okay, what else would be your energy go to?
You know what? I don't know if I did my homework right. So
or energy and sleep. Do you have sleep?
I did, yeah. So I picked one thing for energy. If I had to pick another thing, it would be peppermint. When I put I do the scent tent with a peppermint, so putting a drop in my hands and covering my nose with peppermint, that will wake me up. That will perk me up. Peppermint's what I put in my diffuser first thing in the morning with some lemon, and that gets us going, like the whole household. So that is amazing. If I'm driving, peppermint in the diffuser, totally bright and cheery.
Just to wake up, yeah.
But that's just off the cuff. But sleep. Here I'm going to repeat myself again. I'm back to my favorite Northern Lights black spruce, but I like, oh, and I didn't grab it. Oh, dang it. Okay, so I got 2 out of 3. So I forgot one in the bedroom. But my combination is Northern Lights black spruce with lavender and Dreamcatcher. If you have not tried that combination, oh lordy, it is like, it knocks it out of the park. It's a really, really good sleep, that combination. Plus lavender is in all my kids' diffusers, so that is one thing that will help calm them down, get them ready for sleep. But I don't just do it right at bedtime. Some days we'll diffuse it right after school.
Yes, such a good idea.
Do you know something more about that?
Well, I just try and make that part of my routine. So I think that's something to get, well, especially for nurses where we don't necessarily have a routine or we have these crazy shifts and hours, but routine is so powerful. Like, don't turn on your diffuser right when you're going to bed. What I do is if I come home after working 12 hours, throw stuff in, turn it on, shower, do, my evening routine, and it's already in there working. So like for us and for kids, right? Like let it work and do its magic before you're in there, or when you're getting ready in the morning for work. Turn it on, let it do its magic. Like just let your body absorb that.
Absolutely. And it could be a total fluke. Like I've got no way to prove it, but my kids go to sleep. It's bedtime at 8 and my kids are sleeping at 8:05. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm like, maybe I fluked with all 3 kids. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I honestly have nothing to compare it to. But what I do know is that I will not forget the lavender, right? Like, it's just not worth trying that out. So, lavender.
It is funny though.
Now there's, what's that?
So it's funny though, because some people are like, oh, it doesn't work. And then they'll stop doing something or using something. And they're like, actually it did work.
And you know what? What's the really cool thing is that our brains will associate that scent with calm and relaxing. And so we can do things like I have added essential oils to a diffuser bear, or even like, it doesn't even have to be a special item. It can be anything. And taking that along with us on a car trip, or sent it to daycare with my littles, or lots of different scenarios, so that when their brains recognize that scent, it's not only does it remind them, oh, it's time to go to sleep, or it's time to calm down, but it gives them that really comforting feeling of being safe and being loved and all of those feelings, right? And that to me is so important. So I know I've kind of veered off a little bit about nursing, but
no, that's so important too for us, right? Like
yeah.
oils and memory are powerful. So if we're linking those and using them together for us, and for, you know, one day maybe in Canada we'll have oils in hospitals. In the States they do, which is really amazing. And I've read about some things and saw some really powerful ways that they use essential oils and Young Living oils in hospitals. And just that, you know, even actually one I read about was, this will apply kind of to your area, was using using orange oil after someone had surgery, and they just inhaled it. They didn't apply it anywhere. They just inhaled it. And those calming feelings helped with their pain. Not physically helped with their pain, but because it's in your mind and your brain, right? Everything is so linked. So it's really cool. If you have a chance, you can look up some PubMed studies on essential oils. There's like so much information. So if, you know, science is your kind of thing, then definitely dig into that.
Yeah, and I think it's an important, I'm going to take an opportunity just to mention our seed to seal guarantee that Young Living has, because, you know, when that day comes that hospitals bring in essential oils, it's going to be so important that they get the essential oils that have the quality with the ability to do these things that we're talking about, because an oil can be organic. It can be grown free of pesticides, free of any of those harmful things, free of dilutants that make, you know, those chemicals they add to make the volume bigger and make more money. Like, just lots of different things can be added to it. But you can have an organic essential oil that doesn't have the therapeutic abilities that our oils do, and that's why they refer to them as better than organic. From my understanding, is that the way that they're grown, with the care that they're grown in, they have these chemical constituents. So not the harsh chemical that we often refer to, but the molecular chemical that actually are what make that oil able to do those functions. And with the seed to seal quality that I'm so proud of, we have these methods in place. We have like testing after testing after testing, and third-party testing on top of that, that ensure that all of those constituents are in place. And there's some remarkable studies out there that cite some of the details and the research behind that. But I think that is probably one of the most important things about Young Living.
Scent doesn't necessarily equal, you know, support for the body. Like scented candle, not the same as peppermint essential oil, right? Scent is powerful and it can trigger memories, but they don't necessarily support the body in the same way. Just like a scented dryer sheet versus a black spruce oil, right? Not the same thing. So that is so important. And I have no doubts, if and when that occurs for us, that Young Living will be on the table, because they would want the best. They'd regulate it for us. Health Canada is big into testing and science and you know, wanting those things approved. So that will be really cool one day if that happens.
It will. I know it will. It's just a matter of time.
Cool. Well, my energy one was same as yours, Super B. Literally don't go without it. Especially after a night shift, because I will be lacking sleep. I'll be dragging. I will be grouchy, moody, really easily upset, and honestly, same thing. If I notice I haven't taken it kind of partway through the day, I'm like, oh, I feel kind of, you know, off mood wise and energy wise. So it is awesome one for me. So I'm not going to dig too much into it, other than it is amazing, and clearly Jill loves it too.
Sorry.
No, I think that's so cool that we both love and use it. It's a must for nurses, clearly. For sleep, I think I kind of transition into what I love and I use. I love Dreamcatcher, same with lavender and black spruce. And if you get a starter bundle and that's where you start, there's some amazing blends and combinations that you can do with that. One that I absolutely love that I made into a little diffuser kind of balm, and that just means that all the oils are in it versus grabbing them all separately, is lavender, stress away, and frankincense. And they're really powerful for emotional support as well as for sleep support. So this is one that is kind of a go-to for me because it not only helps support my rest, but also kind of helps that emotional aspect. So I think that, well, I know that the body heals when we sleep. So we really need good sleep. Like, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to, and we're not going to go into detail about that, but like, you need to be doing things like a routine. And like we mentioned, putting on your diffuser before, maybe you need a bath before bed. Maybe you need no food before bed. I have bad dreams if I eat before bed. Or no TV before bed, like no screen time, whatever it is that's going to help you get a better sleep. Like, you need a good sleep. And as nurses, we don't necessarily get it, or as moms, you don't necessarily get it, but the little bit of sleep that you do have should be good, and try support your body where you can. It's not always realistic we get 8 hours of sleep, but the sleep that you do have should be that good sleep so your body can heal.
Yeah, definitely. And something that I learned a couple of years ago was that there's no such thing as catching up on sleep. Your body literally can't catch up on lost sleep. So it's just better that we get a good solid 8 hours or whatever works for your body that when we can.
Yeah, totally. Okay, next one, pain, like sore feet, sore muscles. We're on our feet long hours. And obviously this is applicable to everybody, but nurses in particular, I know, always have, aches and pains and things that we can do to support ourselves in this way.
Okay, you go first this time. What do you use?
Okay, where did I go? My top one would be Deep Relief. Love it, love it, love it. And again, I kind of use it as a prevention, as in I'll go on break. If I'm like, I'm a little tight, I'll just roll a bit on, because I know that, might be hours before I can do that again, or if not, the entire day. So doing something before as a prevention is really powerful. I like to put a little roller on the top. So just like I had on, like, release, so I can carry it with me. You can have a bath with it. So I do like to keep one that has a roller and one that doesn't, just so I can use it in different ways. But Deep Relief is a must for me. It's nice and cooling, which I also enjoy. If I'm in a pinch, I'll use peppermint, but Deep Relief is where it's at for me. And then I think my other favorite one would be the Cool Azul Pain Cream. Is that yours too?
Oh, you know what? I grabbed it. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's so good. So and it lasts literally forever. I think this is the only second bottle I've had, because I used to get it from the States when we went there, because it wasn't yet available in Canada. And it lasted like years. I think it lasted me like 2 years. It's so good. You only use like maybe like a little drop like this. And
even
it
that
works
would be
so
like
well.
so much, right?
Yeah,
Like that
it
time,
works
like
so
less
well.
than a pea-sized drop goes so far and works so well. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that we picked the same thing.
Those would be my two favorites. Also, there is an oil that I've really loved, Cool Azul oil, that has been a new favorite for me. I love too. So
okay, so
what about you?
I did pick that one, and
I forgot one for my energy, but I'll put it under immune support.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
so
no, I use it every day. Okay, go.
Something that I have learned that so many people are just not aware of, and I actually wrote a couple brief notes on it just so that I wouldn't like totally screw it up. But did you know, Rachel, that vitamin B helps with pain?
Nope.
Nope.
Did not know that.
So this was something that I was really excited to bring to the table today, because most people, when they think of B vitamins, they think about either energy or they think about stress, and or like you're supporting your nervous system. And so what's really cool about Super B and B vitamins is, yes, it supports your central nervous system, your peripheral nervous system, but there are so many scientific journals and studies that you will easily find if you just do a quick search about the effectiveness of B vitamins not just on like regular everyday sore muscle pain or like or acute injury, but specifically on chronic pain and nerve pain,
Wow, nerve pain
back
is a huge one.
back pain, menstrual pain, and all these things that I'm bringing up are straight from a few of the scientific journals that I made sure that I have noted to the side or whatnot. But so that is probably one of the reasons that I have become so in love with it and so attached to it, is because I've also struggled with chronic pain for not going on 9 years now. And I definitely notice when I don't take my Super B, like it affects so many things. And so I feel like one of the things that maybe is important to let people know is that to try try the Super B if that's something that you're struggling with. That is, it's worth trying anyways. So pain,
so cool.
take your B vitamins.
So cool. And like same with oils, same with supplements, like they don't just work on one little area. That's so powerful about plants, is like a medicine is designed to work on XYZ, this area, this topic, this thing. And they might have like a side effect of doing something else, right? But an oil in a plant might have like a multitude of supports, and like you mentioned, like chemical constituents. It might be something that is, you know, I think it's lemon. Like lemon is great for coughs and colds. It's an improved natural health product, but it's also really great for your mood. It can also get, you know, stickies off. Like there's such a multitude of things that you might think you're supporting one thing and it is actually supporting another. And I think for me, I'm not sure if it was Super B, if it was Life 9, it was Ningxia, or the combo, but I used to have low iron that just would not go up. I used to take all the supplements. They never did anything. My iron kept going down. And once I started supporting those other areas like gut health and happy, you know, proper like red blood cell function and having folate and B vitamins and things like that in my diet and my routine, those things just resolved, right? So like the body's meant to work in that harmony if we support it. So,
well, you also think about like how many, for me personally, when I feel like my anxiety is maybe, I don't want to say out of control, but it's like maybe just a little bit higher than normal, everything else is amplified. You know, my pain, you know, my perception of my pain feels worse. My emotions feel more intense. I'm maybe more disorganized and more tired because, oh my gosh, being anxious and having anxiety is exhausting and all those things. So it's just another testament to how supporting every single cell in our body, it all works together. Right? They all talk to each other. Our body doesn't work in isolation. And I think one of the things that I wanted to mention was how important it is to not just target one specific area, but to look at your body as a whole. And things like Super B, you know, like we were saying, maybe I'm just repeating myself a bit, but it's not just that one area. They all work together. They're all,
or you might, you know, and you might be drawn to lavender for sleep support, but like don't just focus on that one thing, because like you said, like if you're tired, your pain will be worse, your emotions will be worse, or, you know, like you mentioned, your pain's worse, you're probably grouchier, you're bitchier, you're tired, you're not sleeping well. Like legitimately they all go together. That's why having that whole body support is so important. Not just I need to work on XYZ, so I'm going to do one thing and do nothing else. That's like, it's like mindset for your whole body. Like everything absolutely works together in unison. So love that. Okay, I did mine. So you did Super B. Do you have another favorite?
I grabbed the Cool Azul as well, because this also lives in my bag I take to work, and use the littlest tiny little bit. And again, I use it on area of my body that I get chronic pain in. And it's like instant relief. So another one, I don't go anywhere without it. But very quickly, just an honorable mention, because it's kind of what got me started as a believer, was the Panaway. And Panaway was it was my go-to for soothing all the things in the beginning. It smells like root beer, so it was immediately like I love root beer. So immediately I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so that's kind of what really, I called it my gateway oil, because it was the first one that got me hooked and got me kind of listening and listening to all the different things that my friend was saying about the other oils. I was like, okay, this one's pretty cool. So what else you got?
So cool. Love
yeah.
that too. And everyone's pain is so unique too, just like everybody's emotions and all those kinds of things. So like, just because you try one oil, let's say you get a starter bundle and Panaway isn't for you, don't think that oils might not help you. It just might mean you need to adjust a little bit. But that's why a starter bundle is usually the way that people start, because they have a little bit of every kind of area of support. And you can say, yeah, actually, I really love frankincense for emotional support, or nope, not my favorite. I'm going to try Valor. That's not in the bundle, right? Like, just having a place to start and then working from there is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, immune support and respiratory support.
Do you want to go for it?
Sure. I'm going to do the one that I forgot, because it does basically it all. So Super B is your number one. I feel like, I mean, I can't give up that either, but I feel like Ningxia is my number one. So Ningxia Red is something that I drink every single day. There's so many studies about Ningxia and the wolfberry and how supportive it is for our body and antioxidants. Like, we truly make like byproducts every day just by doing our daily habits, right? Just like a car has exhaust. So having something like Ningxia wolfberries and Ningxia Red as a way to help with antioxidant support, get rid of those free radicals that can damage our cells, that can weigh us down, that can make us sick, is just so great. So I love that it's liquid. I love that it is easy to digest. For me, I find it really helps with energy. It helps with immune function for me, digestion, skin support. It kind of does it all for me. And again, sometimes people will say, oh, I don't really feel any different. And then they'll run out for like a week and they're like, my God, I do notice a difference.
Yeah.
And I feel like the amount of sick hours I have vouches for Ningxia Red, because I have like an overwhelming amount of sick hours, knock on wood, because I prevent, or like we mentioned, right? Like, I try to take care of my body. No, it doesn't mean I'm perfect. We literally just had pizza before this, but it means I support my body where I can and use things that I know are good for my body. Yep, not everybody's perfect, and you know you have that balance. So Ningxia Red for me is a definite must. You can even Google just some of the ways that it supports the body, but immune function for me is a big one. And then thieves, I want to pick thieves, but I also want to do an honorable mention like you did, because you did it. So thieves, again, actually thieves was the one that really started to interest me in oils. I had my starter bundle of oils, and thieves is in there. And I started to look up some studies about thieves and learn, what it can be supportive with, and just things that, clove is really powerful. It's a huge antioxidant. Cinnamon, things that are in thieves that are just have been known for thousands of years. There's so many studies done on the individual oils that are in thieves, and it is just a powerhouse. So it's good for coughs and colds, approved by Health Canada as a natural health product. And we have an entire thieves line just because it is so great for the body. So I absolutely love everything that is thieves. But I use the oil daily, bottoms of my feet, morning and evening, just again kind of a support. Like you said, I throw on my socks before I go to work, roll this on first, you're good to go. Or rub it on before bed. I diffuse it. You can dilute it and put a bit on your chest if you've got a cough or a cold, and it is the best too. So definite for me. And then I'm going to do an honorable mention because Jill did.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to take 5 seconds just to grab something. So
okay. But I hope you take this one. So if you don't, you have to go back and watch the video for it. So my honorable mention is going to be Inner Defense, because it is, again, a powerhouse. So it's from our USA side, and you can order it too. It's just a little gel capsule of oils, and it has what oils are in it? Clove, again, which I said, if you look up what the ORAC of clove is, and that just means its antioxidant capacity. Clove is in thieves, clove is in Inner Defense. Clove, lemon, eucalyptus, rosemary, and cinnamon. And some of the same oils that are in thieves are in this. So I take it every single day that I'm at work, again, just as a prevention, not because I am ill, because I want to support myself and feel well and just stay above that wellness line. It is a must for me. So that's my honorable mention.
Okay, fair. That's fair enough. I had a little bit of a strategy in this. I was like, okay, what's she gonna share, and then what am I gonna share? Because I didn't know, right? I didn't know what you're gonna share. So I did grab my bottle of Ningxia.
Yeah.
So I was also the same thing. And the way I feel about Ningxia is that I feel like it's the best bang for your buck, in the sense that you are supporting every single cell again in your body. It's kind of what I was leading up to a few minutes ago. When we take a supplement and we can target everything all at once, why wouldn't we do that, right? Like, that just, to me, it just makes sense. So I bring them to work. My very favorite drink, and I'm totally obsessed, is the Ningxia Bomb. Yep. every day at work.
I'm like, yep, got him right here.
I have it every day at home. I've got it every day at work. It's just, and the best is adding a drop of spearmint into it. It's amazing. So that I rely on. But because you took it, I'm going to pick two other things. So first I'm going to mention, what am I going to mention? What did I write down anyways? I did want to talk about the Ningxia Red, but then
I could add another one, but
the whole cleaning product line is what my answer is going to be. So I brought, as a representative, good for you. This is my hand sanitizer. I bring it to work every day. It's got a black lid because I recently kicked it off my med cart and broke the top. So it's got like a replacement there. But for your immune system, I strongly believe that when our body is so already taxed with body burden, which is basically the term for compensating and for all the things that we are exposing ourselves to. I mean, no judgment for anybody else at all. This is purely myself, but I was putting all kinds of different stuff, lotions and potions on my body and cleaning products. It was no wonder that I had such bad acne. It was no wonder that I had such bad eczema. It was no wonder my emotions and my anxiety was all over the place, because my body was literally like hanging on for dear life.
Just saying, help me.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what we do, right? We as nurses, we know that, like, your body goes into compensation mode for so long, and you might not actually notice that there's anything going on, because it's literally compensating for you until it doesn't. And so the reason why I picked the Thieves cleaning line, I just went and I grabbed my laundry soap too, is because, for example, with the laundry soap, we are either wearing our clothes or sleeping in bed sheets 24/7. And so when our body is absorbing all of our chemicals, what is it doing with them, right? Like, it's got to do something with them. So it's, our liver and our kidneys are working so hard to keep our bodies clean and filtered. One day that's gonna stop, right? And so it was really important to me in the early on, starting with Young Living, when I found out about the cleaning line, to switch those out as soon as I could. I'm going to be honest with you. When I got this tiny little bottle, I actually cried. I was like, what did I do? What did I just spend my money on? This is tiny. I was so sad. And I didn't yet know at the time, because it was so early on, how concentrated the products were. And so this little bottle here will last my family of 5. And now, just to mention, I have 3 girls, and 2 of them like to wear 4 or 5 different outfits a day. So I do a lot of laundry, and this lasts us like 6-7 months, like so long. So we just use a teaspoon per load, and it gets everything clean. My husband works in construction. Like I said, we've mentioned here, I'm a nurse. I bring home dirty clothes too, and everything gets cleaned so well. And our bodies are better for it. Like, people ask me, what did you use? What did you use that cleared up your acne? What did you use that cleared up your eczema? And I didn't use any one product. What I did was I got rid of products. I got rid of products that were causing that reaction in my body. And so that's my final answer.
And it's true though, because even, you know, my acne that I wanted to treat and get rid of, like, well, what was going on in the inside? Like, I think it stemmed from emotional place. I think it stemmed from the products I was using. I think it stemmed from like a whole host of things. It wasn't just I had acne and I needed a cream to pop on it. Like, no. You have to shift that mindset into what is like the root cause of these things, and your body gives you a rash, or your body gives you a, you know, an acne, or your body loses hair or whatever, as a sign to show you that something's going on. It's a symptom. It's not a not a root thing, right? It's saying like, help me, you know, I'm struggling a little bit, I'm working harder, you know, how can you support me? So that's huge. And laundry and cleaning, like I grabbed it too as one of mine, because it's such a big thing for your immune system, is to not burden it down with all those extra chemicals. It's huge.
Yeah,
love that. Great one. You picked great ones.
Okay, what are we doing next?
Okay, skincare, like masks, dry hands, all that kind of nursing stuff the last year, and lots of other people too.
Okay, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Okay, so skincare. Yeah, I got a couple. So first of all, I don't know about anybody else or any other nurses that are, if you're a nurse and you're on here, drop some sort of emoji below. Let us know that you're a nurse and you've joined us. But
emoji or something.
Yeah, let us know. But I feel like my skin and my face has had a really hard time trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing to it, because we go to work and we're wearing these masks for 12 hours and then we're wearing the face shields. I think my skin really started to get angry with me when we started implementing the face shields, and it's so hot and it's so like, do I even say the word moist? Am I allowed to say the word moist? But it's like, you do this to your body and then okay, and then you leave and then you're kind of back to normal again. But then a few hours later, a few days later, we're just going back and forth. My skin's like, what are you doing to me? So I have been relying heavily on, now it's almost empty, but I grabbed it anyways. So this is my glow serum. This is a combination of lavender, frankincense, copaiba, and what am I forgetting?
Lavender, frankincense, copaiba, carrot seed. Is that what you put in yours?
I think there's one more. I'd have to go get my little recipe, but those are the main ones. And I also will use purification as like a spot treatment. Cool. Right? So I won't put purification right in the dropper, but then I don't add any carrier oils or anything like this. So this is just like it's almost like a diffuser balm. So you could do the same thing if you were making like a diffuser blend up ahead of time. But I just add one drop to my I use the Art line. So we have a couple different lines of skincare, but my skin really loves the Art line. So I grabbed all three. This is the cleanser, the toner, the moisturizer. The cleanser, Art stands for Age Refining Technology, and that's why I initially was drawn to it, because I'm almost 42, and I'm starting to think about the lines that are appearing, and it's something that's on my mind, right? So these products are so gentle, and I love, my skin just loves them so much. They eat it up and they last so long. So with the glow serum, I just add a single drop to the moisturizer.
It's really smart.
And then I apply it to my skin morning, night. Now, with that being said, since the whole pandemic has been here and we've been wearing the face masks and whatnot, my face, it's been extra oily. But we're not wearing face shields all the time. So it's been really hard to go back and forth. So what I've noticed for myself is that I actually don't wash my face with the cleanser in the morning anymore. I just use like a wet, warm face cloth, and I kind of wash my face off that way. Because what I'm finding is that my skin, half the time, it's producing extra oil because it thinks it's really dry when I'm not at work. And then I go to work and then I've got all this extra humidity and moisture, and it's like, what's going on? So trying to tweak a little bit and pull back on some areas, and it's not too bad. Plus, I put the glow serum in with a little bit of witch hazel and water, and I bring this to work with me. And halfway through the day, I'll give my face a little spritz, and kind of like a on-the-go toner.
You're fancy.
But it's not though, right? It's like,
I know, but it's so brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
Jeez.
So these are super easy. These just came off of Amazon, and I think I bought 24 with a different plan. I don't know what it was. Well, I had a different plan for them. And now it's just like a really good on-the-go little spritz. And so that's helped my skin a lot. But my other thing that I wanted to mention, Progestin Spido Plus. So I really literally won't get into the main purpose of using this. All I'm going to say is that if you are a woman, puberty or older, this is likely going to be life-changing for you. However, the benefits of this on my skin are incredible. They're absolutely incredible. And I certainly do notice when I've missed a few days in a row, because it happens to me, you know, I forget one day turns into 3 or 4 days. And then I notice that my skin is kind of reacting, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's start with that again. So mine currently has a little roller on it, which I'm actually not going to do the next time when I open the next one. And I'm just going to go back to the 2 drops on my forearms, so that I have a good understanding of how much I'm actually using. Because right now I'm just kind of rolling it onto my forearms, and I don't honestly know how much I'm getting.
So you're not putting it directly on your face, you're putting it on your inner arms. Okay, that's what I do too. And like you mentioned, it's got a lot of other supports, but I do think it helps the skin, and it's just all related. So
it sure does. And it does. Like, that's some of the documented uses for it. And I have done that when I feel like my skin, like I just kind of want to give it some extra treatment, and I'm you know, whatever I'm doing that night, I will put it right on my skin. It's so gentle. But if you're going to do that, I don't do it during the day. It would be a nighttime thing, because there are photosensitive oils in this one. And to go out into the sun can cause a bit of a burn if you're going to put that directly on your skin. So this is a nighttime serum only.
Those are good ones. Dang. Okay. Well, mine, I started using oils because of skincare. So I think I've tried basically everything. I started using, making my own, you know, skin serums and creams and things from the starter bundle oils. I used Art for a while. I liked it. I tried Orange Blossom. And then the last one I've tried is the Bloom line, which I really like. So there's a cleanser, an essence, and a lotion that I use. But just like you, I feel, and whatever season you're in, your menstrual cycle, whatever it is, stress, hormones, everything can change, weather outside, right? My skin kind of craves something at a different point. So I always use the cleanser, but then I might not use the essence and the lotion. I might instead use a glow serum like you use, Jill. I love that you put those in a little dropper, so I could be using them and just put a drop in my lotion. I love that. I'm going to start doing it. I've been super, super lazy and have not remade my glow serum. Mine's very similar to yours, but I've legitimately just been like rolling a little bit of frankincense with my jojoba oil lately as my glow serum, because I've been so lazy and haven't remade it. But your skin's gonna change, you know, again, like hormones, cycle, if you're wearing a mask, all those kinds of things. So that's really beneficial, is just to maybe listen to what your skin needs and kind of adjust, rather than saying like, oh, I need to change everything completely. And then your skin kind of starts to learn it again. And you know, you can just adjust it and support in different ways, I think. So
as you're talking, I'm realizing that if I could go back, I might change one of my products, my suggestions, to include Life 9, because Life 9 as a probiotic. Oh, you brought
I did, because I was like, well, I don't know. It fits.
It's so
everything.
hard.
Like,
it's so hard.
Great for immune support. It's great for skin support. It fits everywhere. So also.
Yeah, definitely. Because your gut is supporting so many areas of your body, from your mental health to your immune system to your skin. And so when you're supporting your gut, you are literally doing your body a favor. So every night before bed, and oftentimes I will double it up too, right? Like if I've got a breakout in my skin, or so there's so many different reasons that I will double it up, and that's totally fine. Right.
Yep.
So.
Same. If I'm feeling kind of anything off, I double it up too. I guess I'll choose this as one of mine. It'll be my honorable
Okay.
mention because we both talked about it, but
Okay.
same. I feel like people just don't appreciate the gut brain connection, the gut skin connection, the gut immune connection. Like our gut is literally like, if that's all you support, you're probably doing pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's really, really cool to read about studies and things that just talk about, good gut bacteria. And Life9 has 9 different strains, which is also really special. Most probiotics don't have that. I do notice a huge difference in my skin and, that bloating feeling. And like you mentioned before, like the body's so connected that if I'm feeling bloated, do you really think my mood's going to be that great? If I'm not able to go to the bathroom regularly, do you really think I'm going to be sleeping that great, or my mood's going to be great, or like, they're just all so connected. So like it's hard
Yeah.
to say one thing does just this, because they don't, when they work in harmony like that. So love,
Yeah.
love, love Life9 as well. And then I think my other one that I feel like all people should have, especially nurses, for dry hands
Yeah.
is the rose ointment. This
I didn't
is
even
like,
think of dry hands.
pardon?
I didn't even think of dry hands. That's a good
Oh
one.
my God.
Yeah.
Like I love my Thieves sanitizer and I bring it to work and I use it as much as I can. But sometimes depending on coming out of a room, using proper infection control practices, I can't, reach for it. And that's okay. But sometimes washing and using the alcohol-based hand sanitizers really do a number on my skin. So mine's kind of dry now, but what I'll get is like a little patch, right here, and
Yeah.
it'll get so dry. So I actually use it kind of like a lotion at night. I'll just take a little bit and just literally rub it into my hands before I go to bed, and it helps. Like it clears things up so well. So I love the rose ointment. I can't go without that one.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
great
I
one.
think it's really cool that we had so many things that we used that were similar and overlapped. And then there was a few items that I learned from you and are kind of like, oh yeah, there's that one, there's that thing too, or whatnot. So thank you. This was like super fun and
It was so
informative
fun.
for me.
Thank you for joining me. And I think the really kind of cool part too is we talked about such a variety of things, and we're like, you need this for this and it's great for
Yeah.
that. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Make it simple. Reach out to myself or Jill or the person that invited you to this class, and just, if you don't have any oils or products yet, like just get a starter bundle, whatever you choose. Start with it, focus on it, learn it, love it, use it. Be consistent with it, and you will start to see changes. It might not be overnight that you feel differently, but it's going to be those consistent changes and swapping things out. So don't go crazy and get overwhelmed with everything. Just make that small simple step and start there.
And use
And
the
then just,
community, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you get started with one of us, you immediately get access to our super amazing community that I didn't even know that I was going to get, right? I thought I was getting some oils that were maybe or maybe not going to even work. And then I got introduced to some of my my best friends currently because of this community and because of the support and all of the resources that we have. So I feel like
Yeah.
that is the true gift and bonus,
thing,
right?
Yeah, so true. And just to work together, right? Like if I have a question, I'm like, hey, how do I, what can I use for XYZ? We can ask each other and support each other in that way. So that's a really, really, really beautiful gift. I'm glad you mentioned that. I do want to make sure I mention that for everyone to do their own research, please, go to either the Young Living website to look up things, look up PubMed articles, reach out to someone and do your own research. So what we're sharing, like I said, is not to diagnose, treat, cure. It is to be a support, a prevention, and just to have that, that beautiful connection of mind, body, spirit, like science, medicine, plants, like everything that can work together. So making sure you're honoring that and just doing your own research and listening to your body, because every person is going to be so unique.
Yeah. So well said.
Thanks. I had the best time, Jill. I will share this to IGTV so you can watch it after, or you can ask one of us for the link. And yeah, I hope we have some other classes together. That was so much fun.
What about our giveaway?
Right. Okay. So I think for the fun giveaway, what we should do is I will share this to IGTV. You can head to my Instagram, IGTV, share it to your stories, maybe comment what you loved about it, tag us, and you'll be entered to win. We're going to give away a diffuser bracelet, which is a really great way to put your oils on. You can just pop them on the diffuser bracelet, and a little, what do they even call those? Like car, like not an air freshener because it's not, but a little wooden car hanger, I guess you could call it, so you can pop your oils on. So that's a really great way to have them in your car and get them in get them in your zone before you head out for your day or when you're driving. Super helpful.
Let's give people an entry for each time they take one of us. So they get one entry for taking you, one entry for taking me.
Sure.
And that way you can double your chances of winning.
We just like fun, don't we?
We're gonna have to do this again because this was awesome. This was so awesome. So
yeah, I loved hearing from you. Thank you, Jill. And I hope we get to meet again. So another really beautiful, we're gonna go on forever, but a beautiful thing too about Young Living is not only the products and the community, but like Jill and I met at an event years ago. We would never have met if it were not for Young Living. We might be in different cities and provinces and different areas of nursing, but we get to, support each other and be friends in an oily community and a nursing community. And that's just a true gift. So thank you, Jill.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, this has been amazing. I'm so grateful for you as well. And yeah, let's definitely do this again.
Do it again. Okay, cool. Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining.